everyone. It's Sunday, December 30th, 2018, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been a fantastic day. I'm in a super great place and excited for a productive session as usual. Gonna hit the online class run, update you guys with what's going on in the Tom Morello Masterclass and the Hardcore Tracking class, share my progress with a quick guitar practice and a quick content fill, and then going to dive into the mix and hopefully make some significant headway on the automation of this mix today, if not finish things. I think I'm gonna go in with the intent to move as quickly as possible. I'm still learning a little bit, so it might take some time, but I'm gonna do my darndest, and that'll be a big win knocking that out today. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you have any thoughts or questions as we go through the session. Otherwise, I'll update you at the end with what I accomplish. Let's go. Alright guys, unbelievably good session there. I've just been in the zone the past few days, and I think it's just having time and freedom to be home and grind, like really build that momentum without it being interrupted is just awesome. So I hit the online class front, got to the Tom Morello class, and he was just talking about all the different places that song inspiration can come from, and he gives a good tip, which I've heard before and that I do my best to practice myself, which is collecting all your ideas. Anytime you have an idea, just hit the record button on your voice memos on your phone, record a riff, record a lyric idea. I have a note on my phone that's just song titles, just a bunch of like interesting words or phrases or ideas that kind of like clicked with me in the moment, and I just throw them in there, and you know, maybe one day they'll come out, maybe they won't, but what it does is gives you a catalog and allows you to get some perspective on what you're doing, because sometimes you'll write a riff and be like, oh, it's the greatest riff of all time, and then you listen back the next day and you're like, oh, actually it's not that good, you know. So it just gives you the history and the collection of ideas, so you can always dig through it when you want inspiration, if you don't have anything coming through in the moment, and then also just allows you to step back a little bit from your own experience in the moment of creating it. From there, I got into the Hardcore Tracking class. Jordan made a great tip when he's using automation. He did it on a bass guitar, and I'm sure it works for other things as well, is if you want a section to sound really big when it drops, you can dip the previous beat or bar a little bit, and that's one way you can get away without having to boost so much so that you're not just pushing everything up all the time. And that's one thing, as I got into the mix, I just was doing a bunch of automation on guitars, basses. I went through pretty quick. I did get sandbagged with the toms because I did a lot with the overheads, a lot of automation, detailed automation with the overheads, and there's a lot of tom in the overhead, a lot of attack from the tom, and so when I tried to boost the tom direct, it just was too loud. It's kind of like grating on the ear a little bit, just because I was already pushing it pretty hard, and when it hits the compressor, you just get this kind of thuddy, I don't know, it just doesn't sound smooth. But I did use it at the end of the tune where things are kind of pumping up and getting a little louder. I did a little more automation, and there's a little part where the drums kind of take over from the lead guitar, and so I pushed them up a little bit there. So pretty minimal, but then I got into some detailed automation with the guitars and basses, and I was just trying to make it feel a little more human, like kind of thinking like, okay, if I were playing this guitar part live or in a studio, like where would I hit a little bit harder, where would I hit a little bit softer, like would every single iteration of this riff be exactly the same? Probably not. And so that helps give the track, it helps it breathe a little bit, give it a little more human vibe, because it's already so synthetic and artificial the way I've done it, where I've like taken a lot of parts and looped them or chopped them. So it gives it just like a little bit more natural feel, if that makes sense. And I did the same with the bass, just kind of riding the fader, just a couple tenths of a dB here and there, just to kind of, bring it out and then bring it back like a slow attack compressor might, but I just have a little bit more control where it's not all automated and I can make it more human. And so I did that, and then did the same with the lead guitar parts and the vocal parts. And the one thing that I was getting at before is, it's easy to just ride everything up because louder automatically sounds better. So it's funny because I could feel I started to drive the compressor, the bus compressor, a little hard. It was maybe hitting like 2 or 3 dB of gain reduction, not super hard, but like I could hear it pumping a little bit, like with the kick drum. So I might look for a way to adjust that, maybe back off the attack time a little bit, something like that, next couple days. But that's going to be tomorrow, just fine-tuning everything, making sure all the automations I did today sound good. And the funny thing is, like, when I went back to re-automate or like took out the automation, it doesn't have the same vibe, it doesn't have the same feel. It really puts a lot of emotion and energy into the track, which is really fun. So I'm really stoked with the way it's sounding right now, super happy. There might be some adjustments to make, but I don't think I'm going to do it till it's to the death, like try to kill it, murder it with a ton of, it's just so easy to do that, guys, and get sandbagged and just end up making things worse. There's so much freshness that comes with a first take, just intuitive, riding it, just like kind of, I want to say random. It's not random because you're reacting, but just that raw energy of just like, yeah, someone came in and laid this down and this is how it sounds, So there'll be a couple little edits and things to polish up. I'll think about the balance with the percussion, etc. But overall, the track's in a really good place, and hopefully I'll be able to put all the finishing touches tomorrow and give it a couple days rest and then master it and then have it be done. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying the process. That's what I'm out here doing. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for more. Can't wait.